So there's a lot more to talk about. So we told you there was a search of the home that he appeared to have been staying in the Hollywood Hills. So we now find out that they were testing for blood. And she said that she had a boyfriend.
That's right, that she had a boyfriend and his name was David. And the mother never really got in contact with David, like she never saw him.
She didn't know who the David was.
She had heard of him. And it seemed like the last time that she had seen her daughter was when she had gone out with David.
Yo, listen up! Feds stormed David Burke's $4.1 million mansion after finding a teen locked in his Tesla trunk. 12 hours later, agents walked out pale like they'd seen the devil himself. What did they discover? A hidden tunnel and a stash that's about to blow Hollywood's darkest secrets wide open. Check this out. On September 17th, 2025, LAPD's robbery homicide rolled up to David's Hollywood Hills crib, and this wasn't no simple knock at the door. It was a 12-hour raid with luminol glowing blue across drains, floors, and walls, proof they were hunting signs of blood. Somebody got hurt in there, no doubt. And the haul? Straight crazy. Detectives grabbed a computer, phones, hard drives, and other electronics. A full digital footprint about to be ripped apart by forensic experts searching for any tie between Celeste and that mansion. These seized items are now under the microscope. Security footage, texts, emails, location data, social media, every digital crumb that could tie Celeste to David's mansion.
But it's significant because the Tesla that contained her body in the trunk was parked nearby, as she might have been killed
if she were
in the house.
killed or dismembered in the house and then placed in that car.
But it gets darker. Cops were spotted loading evidence bags with clothes and documents, IDs, leases, receipts, even notes. Picture this, clothing that matches what Celeste wore the night she vanished. Tube top, black leggings, yellow bracelet, stud earrings. If her DNA pops on those, that's the smoking gun. And the real chill? Detectives hit the place with luminol, swabbing spots where blood glowed under the light. From luxury mansion vibes to blood evidence that could lock a man away for life. Reports even mention hair, tissue, and other samples that might match straight back to Celeste's remains.
So there's a lot more to talk about. So we told you there was a search of the home that he appeared to have been staying in the Hollywood Hills. So we now find out that they were testing for blood. But it's significant because the Tesla that contained her body in the trunk was parked nearby, as she might have been killed
if she were
in the house.
killed or dismembered in the house and then placed in that car.
Now here's the real shocker. Celeste had fake IDs. TMZ says David thought she was his adult girlfriend, only finding out her real age after her body was identified. She carried multiple IDs claiming she was 19 and a USC student. Imagine that, a 13-year-old tricking Hollywood adults sliding into nightlife and even linking up with a 20-year-old singer. Those fake IDs were her ticket into a world she never should have entered.
According to TMZ, just last night, the office listed the victim's gender as female, a height of about 5'1" and 71 pounds. This person has wavy black hair, and she apparently has a tattoo on her right index finger that reads, apparently she had been wearing a tube top, black leggings, had a metal stud earring, and a metal chain bracelet in the shape of a W. According to TMZ, though, to be more specific here, there is no definitive conclusion as to age, gender, or cause of death.
But what lit investigators up? Celeste wasn't just missing once. She'd been reported missing at least 3 times in 2024, starting on Valentine's Day at just 13. And then came the bombshell from her own middle school teacher at Lakeland Village. Info that had the whole internet in shock. The teacher remembered a January 2024 incident when police found Celeste in the Hollywood Hills, the same area David called home after a month on the run.
We were able to talk to a teacher who taught Celeste Rivas and had a lot to say.
Yes, he opened up to his current class. Now, this teacher says he taught Celeste a couple of years ago when she was in middle school, but once he saw all the stories that we were breaking, he decided he wanted to share his information, his what happened when Celeste was in his class with his current class. So what you're about to see is the teacher doing a little show and tell with all he knows about Celeste and David and how they met.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. She's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
So he
Yeah.
said, it sounds like he was saying this, and we spoke to him, and it sounds like he was telling the class this almost as a cautionary tale
Right.
about social media.
Now picture the nightmare of how her body turned up. On September 8th, 2025, just one day after what would have been her 15th birthday, LAPD got a call about a foul stench coming from an abandoned black Tesla with Texas plates at a Hollywood tow yard. Flies swarmed, the air reeked of death. At 12:20 p.m., officers popped the front trunk and found a plastic bag holding severely decomposed, mutilated remains. The body looked like it had been there for days, maybe weeks, making it almost impossible to lock down time of death. The decomposition was so extreme, the coroner had to rely on dental records and a matching tattoo to confirm it was Celeste, officially identified on September 17th, 2025. Here's where investigators really locked in. The Tesla was registered to David Anthony Burke, a 20-year-old R&B singer. Problem? He was supposedly in Chicago when the body was found, but the car had already been towed on September 6th, abandoned for over 72 hours in the Hollywood Hills, just 5 days after David left for tour. The math don't line up. LAPD's robbery homicide unit classified it as a suspicious death, with homicide written all over it. The body was dismembered, clearly an attempt to hide the crime. Cause of death is still pending toxicology and autopsy, but decomposition made everything harder to crack.
But authorities are treating this as a death investigation. A spokesperson for the singer, whose real name, by the way, is David Anthony Burke, said in a statement to NBC News that he, quote, has been informed about what's happened, and although he is still out on tour, he is fully cooperating with the authorities. Now, we're going to talk about potential legal consequences here, but I have to say the singer may already be feeling the economic consequences.
Hours after Celeste's remains were ID'd on September 17th, detectives hit David's rented $4.1 million mansion on Doheny Place with a 12-hour raid. He didn't own it, just leased it for $20,000 a month through his manager. But that don't matter when your car's got a body and your mansion might hold blood. Even worse, pics and videos online show David and Celeste together, partying, sharing clothes, looking intimate. Celeste's mother told TMZ her daughter was dating David, and friends admitted they'd seen her sneaking into 21-plus hangouts thinking she was just another peer. But the creepiest twist? They had matching tattoos. Celeste's tiny shh ink sat on her right index finger, shown in a 2023 TikTok. David got the same design in September 2024. That detail alone sent chills through investigators. Now the mansion evidence could unlock the truth behind Celeste's fate. But outside the courtroom, the internet went nuclear. The second this story hit, hashtags exploded, theories spread like wildfire, and fans turned into overnight detectives. Should justice for Celeste racked up over 500 million impressions across X and TikTok within days. Viral threads, wild conspiracies, and fan wars blew up non-stop. David's own subreddit, r/D4vd, had to be locked after users accused him of secretly moderating and deleting posts. The chaos online is almost as shocking as the crime itself. One Reddit user dropped a bomb. David himself was moderating his subreddit, wiping out any posts that criticized him. Even threads about his lyrics got deleted, sparking rumors he was the only mod pulling strings. That's next-level damage control. Meanwhile, evidence threads went wild. Users pieced together every clue. The matching tattoos, the relationship, even his track Celeste. Too many coincidences. Then she goes missing, ends up murdered, and suddenly the internet is building a case tighter than the DA's. But not everybody flipped on him. Some die-hard fans doubled down, saying Celeste told him she was 19. They pointed at the fake IDs, calling David the victim of deception, and leaned hard on innocent until proven guilty. Critics weren't buying it. They came with receipts, demanding answers not just from David, but his whole circle. Online, the battle lines were drawn. Defenders versus digital prosecutors. Online fury exploded. People demanded David's whole circle be charged, from his staff to his Discord mods, calling them accomplices to murder and worse. The rage was off the charts. Then a chilling detail resurfaced. A February 2024 TikTok comment under one of David's posts read, "Waiting for LAPD to get your A for messing with a 13-year-old girl." This dropped months before Celeste's death, leaving folks convinced someone already knew the truth. From there, theories spiraled. The pregnancy rumor blew up. One ex-user swore, "I bet my last dollar David took Celeste's life because she got pregnant." Nothing confirmed, but it gave motive. Soon rape allegations surfaced too, unverified but spreading like wildfire across posts and threads. Former fans began cracking under the weight of it all. One wrote, "Rest in peace to Celeste. As much of a huge fan as I was, this is so disappointing. I hope she gets the justice she deserves." Loyalty was breaking, and the conversation turned into a bigger warning about social media dangers, fueled even more by that viral teacher's video. Schools started using Celeste's case as a warning about online predators. But the internet, it went straight into conspiracy mode. The wildest one? The two Celeste theory. Some users swore David never knew this Celeste, claiming there was another fan, age 23, with the same name. The confusion spread fast, but investigators weren't buying it. Meanwhile, streaming numbers told a darker story. Spotify and YouTube streams crashed 30% at first, then bounced back, fueled by morbid curiosity. Some boycotted David's music, while others played detective, digging through lyrics for hidden confessions. TikTok duets went viral, with millions analyzing every bar he ever wrote. His track Romantic Homicide got the most heat, listeners claiming it was basically a confession in plain sight. And on Instagram, brutal. His follower count tanked from 4.2 million, proving fans were turning their backs while the scandal consumed his career. David's follower count sank to 3.8 million as hashtag boycott David unfollow campaigns went viral. Cancel culture hit hard. His digital empire was collapsing in real time. But here's the twisted flip. A niche true crime crowd boosted streams of his darkest tracks by 20%, turning his music into a murder mystery soundtrack. Family members weren't silent either. His own brother went on X with cryptic posts directly accusing David, every word dissected like a clue. The raw pain in those posts cut through the online chaos. At a vigil in Lake Elsinore, one attendee's words echoed loud. "I just want justice for this little girl, because whatever happened to her wasn't just an accident." The community was demanding answers, refusing to let Celeste's story fade into the void. Meanwhile, the internet spiraled with theories and accusations while David's career went up in flames. His fall wasn't just a scandal, it was a crash landing straight into history. Before everything blew up, David was on top of the world. Signed to Interscope in 2022 after TikTok virality, he pulled over 10 million monthly Spotify listeners, headlined Bonnaroo and Coachella, and locked in fat endorsement deals, cementing himself as a Gen Z icon. This dude went from bedroom producer to global star faster than most people change clothes. Born in 2005 in Houston and later based in LA, he blew up in 2022 with lo-fi R&B tracks, mixing indie, alt-pop, and raw storytelling. He started humble, recording in his sister's closet while making Fortnite montages for YouTube. Self-taught on FL Studio, he dropped songs on SoundCloud in late 2021, blending rap, indie, and R&B. By then, his gaming channel already had 50,000 subscribers. His breakout single, Romantic Homicide, peaked at number 33 on Billboard, racking up over 1 billion Spotify streams. The song's toxic love and regret hit Gen Z deep, but now fans are replaying it as if every lyric hides a murder confession. The irony is wild. David's whole rise came off Romantic Homicide, the viral 2022 TikTok hit that shot him into stardom. Dropped independently in July, the indie rock / R&B blend captured Gen Z angst with lines like, "I don't love you, but I still act like I do. Your heart was just too big for me. I didn't mean to make you cry, I just wanted to see you bleed." That last one hits way different now. After the breakout, David signed with Interscope in late 2022 and dropped his debut EP Petals to Thorns in 2023, featuring the global hit Here With Me, number 13, UK singles, number 40 Billboard. Critics compared him to The Weeknd and Frank Ocean, crowning him the next big thing. By 2023 to 24, he was touring with SZA and the Kid Laroi, performing at Madison Square Garden, and even tapped by 100 Thieves as a content creator, blending music with gaming. He capped it off by landing Feel It on Amazon's Invincible soundtrack, proving his versatility. Now, those same lyrics and moves are being reread under a darker light. David's debut album Withered hit #1 on Billboard 200, with tracks like Sleep Well and Take Me to the Sun praised for lush production and raw emotion. By 2025, he was everywhere, performing at Coachella, appearing on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and even walking Paris Men's Fashion Week runways. The Withered World Tour launched in July 2025, selling out arenas across North America and Europe. But after Celeste Rivas's body was discovered, everything collapsed overnight. On September 10th, just 2 days after the discovery, David axed all U.S. tour dates, including big shows in Seattle and New York, citing unforeseen circumstances. Promoters like Live Nation called it what it was: fan backlash and safety concerns, costing an estimated $2 to $3 million in sales. Europe was on thin ice, while December's Australia run was scrapped under venue pressure. Then the endorsements crumbled. Crocs, who had just launched a collab in July 2025, dropped a statement on September 12th. "We are aware of this developing story. We have removed campaign content featuring David while the investigation continues. Within hours, all ads, socials, and in-store displays tied to David were scrubbed clean. Unsold merch was donated or destroyed, wiping out an estimated $1.5 million in future royalties." Hollister followed on September 13th, yanking its David capsule collection and declaring, "Hollister stands for positivity and inclusivity. We do not condone any association with ongoing investigations of this nature." The $50 hoodies and $30 tees had been bestsellers, but their removal sparked a 15% dip in youth sales as boycotts spread. The ripple effects were brutal. Nike iced a Tees sneaker collab, Spotify scrapped a planned David takeover playlist, and festivals moved fast. Australia's Spilt Milk reprinted posters without his name by September 15th, while Bonnaroo flat out confirmed he wouldn't return in 2026. Financially, catastrophic. Pre-scandal, David's net worth was $8 to $10 million off streams, tours, and brand deals. Post-scandal, estimates dropped to $4 to $5 million, drained further by legal fees, relocation costs, and breaking that $20,000 a month mansion lease. David retreated to a secure hotel, but the numbers told the real story. His Instagram fell from 4.2 million to 3.8 million under #BoycottDavid. And the twisted irony? A niche true crime crowd boosted streams of his darker tracks by 20%, turning scandal into a soundtrack. Promotion for Withered froze overnight. Interscope shelved the deluxe edition that included the leaked Celeste demo, terrified it would spark more outrage. Radio pushes for singles like Feel It Stop Cold. Industry insiders whispered to Variety that David might face an exile like R. Kelly's, blacklisted for years unless cleared. One insider summed it up: from viral sensation to villain in a week. Days after the raid, David broke his $20,000 a month mansion lease. Movers cleared it out under heavy security. The same star who walked Paris Fashion Week runways now sneaking off like a fugitive. In less than 2 weeks, his career went from meteoric rise to total collapse. Uncharged, but career on life support, David's story proves how fast the digital age can build and destroy an empire. The kid who once had the world at his fingertips is now a cautionary tale of fame, power, and deadly lines you can't cross. That's it for today, fam. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one.